I have my video ready for my shoulders and chest and bicep workout, and I don't know why it takes me the longest to do the voiceover and do like the intro, just because it feels so weird talking to no one. So I'm just like, what if I tried doing it a little differently? What if I actually got on Twitch and shared the workout video with them, and then just kind of having that be, you know, the YouTube video. So I wanted to try it out. I don't know how it'll turn out or what, but, and that's the funny thing, right? It's like, it's a mental thing. It's a mental thing that I'm like, okay, I need to just get used to it, or, you know, work with what I know works for me. And it's funny because because you guys know that I was Philemon. Hi. You guys know that I would post like every workout and, you know, do the talking while I was working out and stuff. And now I'm doing them a little differently, and I'm still trying to find what I like. I guess, you know, just keeping it simple. Like I want to find what I like and enjoy, and I'm like, oh man, I can't wait, you know, to put this video out and all that stuff. And so that, you know, that's with me testing things out. So I'm like, okay, I kind of want to test out something and see how I like it, because I noticed that in a way I kind of like putting myself on the spot. Because when I give myself permission to just, you know, like, okay, let me stop the camera, let me do that over again, and then like, oh my gosh, it becomes so draining. And I think it's because I allow myself to do that I do it a lot. And that's why I'm just like, okay, what if we actually got on Twitch and I, you know, shared my video on Twitch live and just do it, you know, like on the spot, you know, technically. And yeah, like it's gonna be a little weird, but I just want to do it and I just want to try it. And so that's why I'm like, okay, I know I didn't announce that I was gonna go on Twitch or, you know, go live, but we're just going to try it out. If, you know, it's a flop, then, you know, we tried. And that's the thing too, right? Like you just have to try. You can't already assume something's going to be bad, or, oh, it's not going to work out, and then not even try it. And that's the thing that I'm getting better at, because I am so bad at that you guys knew that I wanted to do YouTube for so long. And I always kept telling myself like, oh, it's not going to work out. No one's going to watch the videos. No one's, you know, like I'm going to be really bad at recording. I'm not going to even know what to say. And like, you know, just go over and over all like the things before even trying it, before even doing it. And it's sad that we do that to a lot of things. And that's why I was saying, like, I know that I'm like that. So I try to, you know, analyze, okay, what's going on? You know, what am I telling myself? And then, you know, try to work with it, you know, like, that's the thing. I'm not ignoring it. I'm just gonna work with it and try to still get things done. And that's the thing that has helped me, is like writing things down and taking out the emotional part, you know, because I think that's the thing. Like if you are an emotional person, like I'm a very emotional person. And so like that's why me working out and going to the gym, it's just like, no, I'm going to go and do it. I don't go like, oh, do I feel like it? Or like, am I in the mood? It's just something that I've already set and I'm going to go and do. And so I kind of want to make the other things that I want to progress in my life or get done. I want to kind of have that mindset and do that, because I've noticed that my emotions kind of take over, and that makes me decide. And maybe that's the thing, like whenever you start something new, because I know when people start working out, it's hard for them to stay consistent, you know, and then it takes time. And I know you guys always ask me like, okay, how do you stay consistent in the gym and stuff? And I've been doing this for 10 years. And I guess that's the thing, right? Like I just didn't give myself the option. Like, it's just like, I already know what I'm going to go and do. I'm going to go inside the gym and this is what I'm going to do. And, you know, there's no like technically emotional decisions. It's just like, okay, you can do this, do that. And yeah, like, cause there are days you're going to not feel like going to the gym. There's days that you're going to be sad. There's days you're going to be tired. There's days that you are going to be happy, and there's days you're going to be excited. And and it's funny because I know these things, but it still stops me from doing the other things I want to do. And that's why I'm trying to fight it. I'm trying to fight it so much because it is hard for me to make videos. And, because I do want to put my best foot forward and just, be like in the right mindset and excited to do the video. So that's why I'm trying to also find like, okay, what do I enjoy sharing and doing? And that's the thing. It's like, I want to help you guys and for you not to be stuck like how I was stuck. And so that's why I try to like make informative videos. But also I think I also like talking about like the emotional side a lot more because I feel like that's what's held me back the most, is like just my mental state has held me back from so much. And that also goes with, working out and stuff. So that's why I'm like, I always like sharing that with you guys. And I want to say the last video I was, sharing like, oh, this like more like tips and things like that to help you out in the gym. But I had no, like, I guess, well, maybe towards the end I did, but I'm like, I want to share more of the emotional aspect because I feel like that's what's really gonna make the difference. When you decide you want to make a change, it's understanding, okay, why do I keep falling into these patterns? Why do I keep telling myself these things? Because that's what, I told you guys I used to do to myself. I would be like, oh, I can't do this. Who am I? Like, who do I think that I can, accomplish this thing? Like, I see someone working out so hard. Like, I don't think I can do that. And, I saw the way I was talking to myself. And then I saw the results it was showing me is that, yeah, I wasn't going to get anything done if I talked to myself that way. So that's, how I kind of got out of that mindset and started just putting in the work in the gym. And that's how I told you guys, like, me seeing the results, like, hey, if I want something and if I'm consistent and if I push myself and, I put in the work, like, things can happen, things will happen. And that will follow through with anything. And so if you want to do something and you're already like talking to yourself and talking down to yourself, it's like, hey, just stop right there. And remember, just put in the work, be consistent and improving. When you're in the gym, you're always improving. You're getting better. You're like, okay, my form wasn't the greatest, but I learned something new. I'm going to try it out. And then you're getting better. And then it's like muscle memory. And then you already know how to do that. And then you're like, oh, I found out this. And then each time you're getting better, you're making, your workouts more efficient and you're getting stronger. And that goes with any, thing you want to pick up, any new hobbies or new thing, like, talking to the camera. Like, I was so bad talking to the camera, so bad in the beginning. I mean, I still have my moments because a lot of it's mental, right? Like, it's mental that you have to tell yourself it's going to be okay. Like, like, don't get frozen or scared and all that stuff. And because at the same time, like, I can feel very comfortable in the gym, and then sometimes I feel like really awkward, and but you still get it done. You still put in the work, and I think that's the consistent part, that you have to keep doing with yourself. I think I lost some motivation lately. I haven't lifted in a week now. Okay. I absolutely understand that. And I've had moments too, like, you're going to have days where you're sad, you're angry, you're happy, you're, excited. And that's why I've told you guys, when we have goals and things that we've set for ourselves, we need to try to not let our emotions dictate, okay, how are we going to accomplish these goals? They can add to it, but they shouldn't like take away. Because at the end of it, yeah, we're going to feel disappointed in ourselves and feel like we're not getting closer to these goals. So that's why I'm like, acknowledge that though. Like, okay, I am very moved by my emotions. And I'm the same way with certain things because I haven't placed, an actual physical thing to like a schedule, So for the gym, me having like, okay, I'm going to go on these days. I'm going to do this. It helps me. It helps me not let the emotions dictate like, oh, am I feeling it or anything? Like, let's say you go to the gym after work. you are gonna eat your meal so you can, get that energy, and then you're gonna get your things together. By the time you're getting ready for the gym, your food's digest and you're like, okay, now go to the gym. And like you already have it set. Like don't like lounge around and be like, okay, let me relax and it's like, no, like just get to the gym and tell yourself I'll relax after. And that's the thing, like if you know that when you overthink and it actually stops you from getting things done, try to, find ways to fight that, and, that physically. And that's something I've had to work on myself. Yay, you're back. Oh, hey, just Kev, I remember. But yeah, like I told myself, oh, I want to get back into painting and I want to be consistent with it. But I hadn't like set any like physical, concrete, thing to like make that happen for me to be more consistent with it. I just like set it. And that's the thing, like it's good we have these emotions that bring like, this like, I don't know, like, oh, I have this idea, and it's amazing to run with that. But remember, if you're gonna have these emotions and like you're just like, oh, like this, I sparked like a really great idea, you have to put the physical into it. And you're like, okay, well, if I have this idea, what does that physically look like? And same with the gym. What you having this goal, like, okay, I wanted to go to the gym because either I you want to feel healthier, you want to look better. So physically, like, how are you going to make that happen? And putting that into existence. So do you have a routine? Do you know every time you go to the gym, do you know what you're going to do? I'm too exhausted. And see, that's the funny thing. We're all so different. And that's why it's better to understand yourself and acknowledge that you are different, and it's okay. Because some people say, oh, me going to the gym, that's my way to escape and I feel better mentally. Whereas some people, they're so mentally exhausted, and putting like, oh, me working out, that's another thing. And like, it's almost turning into something negative for them. So it's okay that, it is something that you have to work towards to like feel like, oh, okay, like this is what I need to do to go to the gym. And yeah, like it's okay. And just slowly figuring out, because I think that's the thing, right? Like when we acknowledge things, we learn more about ourselves, because we all didn't grow up the same. We all didn't have the same struggles or ways to cope with things. So we're going to handle it a little differently, but it's okay to acknowledge them and don't feel like, oh, well, other people, it's so easy for them. Why is it so hard for me? It's okay. Like acknowledge why, and then see how you can work with it, because at the end of the day, no one's going to do the things that you want. Like if you have goals, you have to put in the work. No one else is going to do it for you. So you need to be, okay, let me see, how can I get these things done? Like, what is that going to look like? Even though I'm exhausted or whatever, but you are mentally also going to exhaust yourself when you beat yourself up about like, oh, like I haven't gone to the gym for like 2 weeks. I haven't been eating good. And you are like, like kind of bringing yourself down, and that is mentally also exhausting you, and is actually long-term going to be like, let's put it this way. If you are putting little efforts into like improving your life, like, oh, me going to the gym, me eating better, you are mentally already putting yourself in a positive like headspace. You're just like, oh, I'm doing good. Like because these things aren't going to happen overnight, right? Like us, let's say like, oh, I'm going to start eating healthy tomorrow. Do you think you're going to lose the 20 pounds you told yourself, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds. Do you think you're going to lose it in tomorrow? No, but you already telling yourself, oh, I'm setting myself up for that. I'm setting myself up to get to these goals. You are mentally going to start feeling more excited and proud of yourself, and that will lift you up. I mean, it's like they say, like, what kind of environment are you in? You're around like such a negative environment, that will bring you down. And especially in your head, like when you start telling yourself, oh, I can't do this. Like, oh, like I already ate bad. Like it's all over. Like the way you talk to yourself, it matters. Great to see you on Twitch. Oh, thank you. Sean, sadly, where I am in life, I just can't get to the gym like I used to. I wake up so late on work days. If I go to the gym, I'll have no time for games before work. That's unacceptable for me. No, and that's the thing too, right? Like you have to think about your mental health, and and we all have different goals. You know, people, yeah, like, oh, I want to go to the gym because I want my physique to look a certain way. And you are, you know, repeating that in your head. And when you don't physically show yourself like, oh, I'm getting closer to these goals, you are hurting yourself mentally, and you are going to be bringing yourself down, and you're going to, you know, it's all going to trickle down. But if your goals are like, okay, I need time to relax and like decompress, and video games do that for me, like, that's why we all work differently. And right, like, we all just want to be happy, and if whatever that means to you, whatever that looks like to you, like, that's amazing that you already know, oh, like, this makes me happy. If my day looked like this, I have a good day. Like, that's a happy day to me. Some people don't even know what that day would look like to them. Like, what's your ideal day or week or whatever? Like ask yourself, what does that look like? If you don't even know what that looks like because you're consumed with other things, then, you know, maybe think about it, because it's nice to know, okay, these are the things we enjoy. And if you do them, you're just like, oh, like, I'm really happy I have these things because it does bring me happiness. And it's funny because sometimes it's hard to like get into that mindset of being happy. Like, we are humans. Sometimes we feel guilty for being happy. I mean, I will say that is me. That is me sometimes. Sometimes I stop myself from being too happy. And that is something that I hate that I've done, and I am getting better at. Because sometimes I feel silly that I'm just so happy sometimes, because I tell myself, I catch myself, I'm like, wait, why am I so happy? And I question it. Why do we question it? We should just like be in it and be like, yes, I'm happy right now. I'm just going to feel this happiness, you know? And so, you know, if you find games that make you happy, just, yes, that's awesome. It just makes me happy seeing how you guys love talking about things that you know, you're doing in the gym. You're just like, oh, I found this and I love doing it this way and stuff. Like, that's awesome. Because that's what I said. Like, if you are going to the gym and you want to be consistent, you want to make this a lifestyle, you should enjoy the process. Because if your goal is to have a better physique, you know, that is going to take some time. So make this an enjoyable process. So when you get in the gym, you're excited. You're just like, oh, that was like such a fun workout. And that way you can see yourself doing this long term. You know, it has to be fun. And that's why I told you guys, don't just be like, oh, this is the best thing for this and that. And then honestly, sometimes you're just like, oh, but I don't enjoy it. Like, you have to enjoy it. Well, speaking of working out, I actually decided to jump on Twitch because I want to share my shoulders, chest, and bicep workout with you guys. Yes, that is what it is. And I wanted to try something new. So that's why I'm like, you know what? Let's go live on Twitch and go over the workout in real time. And then, you know, I'm going to post it on YouTube. Because usually it's done all separate and then I post it on YouTube. So I think we can probably jump into that now, especially since we've been talking about working out. So I'm just like, okay, let's jump into the workout and go from there. Okay, so we're starting with the Smith machine. You guys know I like this one because I just feel like it's just so nice and stable. I've tried other overhead press machines, but like my feet are like hanging. And I'm just like, wait, how am I supposed to even like touch the ground? I'm not even that short. I'm like 5'7". And so I don't know. And then if I'm using like the free weights, I feel like I need someone to spot me. And so this one's just so nice because like if I can't do it, I can just rack it. So I've been obsessed with the Smith machine. And I just like that I can just really push the weight and make sure that I'm getting, you know, stronger. My shoulders are going to get stronger because that's why the biggest focus right now for me is making sure I'm going to bring up my shoulders. And that's why I start with them first. And then, you know, we'll follow with a chest movement after that. And make sure, like, if you can see, like, I have my wrist wraps on just because the Smith machine's a little, you know, funny because, you know, you kind of have to unrack it and kind of like adjust your wrist a little bit. So that's why I like just having the wraps, so that way I make sure my wrists are nice and secure. But yeah, watch out for that. I know a lot of people always have wrist problems, but you know, just watch out how your hand placement is on the bar. Because I'm speaking from experience. I used to always like have my hand all bent, you know, way back because I wouldn't pay attention to that. And it is tricky when you're learning. You're trying to remember all these cues. And right now we're gonna do bench press, and I like using this machine because it's like super secure. And I actually have foot placement, you know, so my feet aren't just like hanging. And in the beginning, you can see like I was just really making sure I was adjusting my back, because your lats are going to be pushing against that bench, you know, so you want to make sure you're nice and secured. Because I've told you guys, when we're working out chest, your back is also activated. It's like that base, you know, and so I always want to make sure that my lats are nice and secured, and then we're going to push some good weight. My face always gets super red. And then we're doing side laterals now, and I like to use the cables, but if the cables aren't open, I like using a bench, because that way my body's not like swinging around, or, you know, I don't have that that way to like cheat if I don't have to, you know, because sometimes it just happens, and that's fine. It's, you know, but I like using the bench so I can just keep it nice and smooth, because that's what you want. You want every rep to feel the same, you know. You want it to feel solid and be consistent, you know. So and it being that last thing for shoulders, I try to do like two last good ones, just to really make sure, because this is going to be the last movement for chest as well. I do 2 movements for each muscle group, and I do 3 sets, so altogether 6 working sets for each muscle group. And if you like flies, but you're still trying to figure them out, I would suggest using the machining. But then once, you know, if you want to try with the dumbbells, I feel like the dumbbells give it a different kind of a feeling, because, you know, gravity, you're laying down. So when you're coming for that nice stretch right there, I just feel like it just makes it a little more easier to feel it out like that. But, you know, the machine is also more secure and safe, because, I mean, hey, if you hurt yourself doing this, I feel like it can be, yeah, really bad. But these are really fun for me. I love doing flies. I love working out chest. Honestly, when I first started lifting, chest was my favorite movement. Or not my movement, it was my favorite, you know, muscle group to work out. I love the movements, you know, because like that stretch and the squeeze, it was just, I don't know, I just loved it. So now we're going to finish off with biceps, because I know you guys see that I do biceps on a chest, you know, day, because I know people do triceps with chest, but I just like doing my biceps when they're fresh. I want to make sure they're super fresh, because I want my arms, you know, I want my arms to be thick. I want them to look good. So I'm just like, yeah, it works for me. And that's the thing. Do what works for you. If you like doing triceps on a chest day, do them, because you need to make your workouts enjoyable. But I love doing my biceps right now with my chest day. And, you know, and that's the thing too. My workouts can always change, because it just depends, you know, and right now I've been seeing a lot of progress doing it this way. And that's why I also like switching it up. I like doing barbell curls and by like the dumbbells, because with the barbell, I feel like it just is so nice that you can add like 2.5 pounds and all that stuff. Because with dumbbells, you know, it goes up by 5s, and it kind of makes it a little impractical, because I'm like, I was doing 30s, 35 will probably be able to just do a few reps. I wouldn't be able to even do that much. So this is going to be the very last movement, and we're doing preacher curls. This one I love. I just love this machine, because there's another preacher curl machine that I feel like I'm gonna like hurt my shoulder. So this one, I'm really glad that we have this, because I really like the preacher curl. Okay, and this is probably, I just want to really make sure, like, because it's our last movement, we want to make sure we kill the arms. And then after this, we'll do some posing. Okay, that was the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's a little different doing it this way, but man, see, just one and done. I didn't have to get in my head about it and all that stuff. Oh, you love the free weight preacher curls with the curl bar? I also like the free weight one, but I mean that machine though, it's just I just love that machine. And I think it's just the machine because remember like I said we have another machine, but I just don't like how it feels. So some machines you'll like better than others. That's why if you haven't tried, I think it's fair to try almost every machine your gym has, mess with it, see if you like it, give it a chance, and then you find out like, oh, actually, yeah, I'm doing this machine because I love it compared to any other machine we have in our gym. Very cool, nice early access preview. Yay, I'm glad you guys liked it. Dull Gamer, what's your favorite manga, by the way? Off topic, I know. Oh no, I love talking about anime. What's my favorite? Jeez. Guys, favorites are so hard. It's hard to name a favorite because I like a lot of things for different reasons. But for a while, Naruto used to be one of my favorite animes because it got me back to watching anime again. And it was during the time actually when I started lifting. And so just that whole motto of believing in yourself, you know, Naruto is like no one cares about him. No one believes in him. But as long as he believed himself and he tried to reach his goals and he kept working hard, like that was just honestly a fun mix for me to be watching that while I was like starting to get into fitness and working out, because I actually got, I don't know, a lot of judgment when I started lifting weights. It would be like, wow, like you're gonna look like a guy, why are you lifting weights? And oh my gosh, that's all you post about, you know, is when I was like, oh, I'm excited, I'm lifting, you know, I'm lifting today. And you know, that whole era of like when Instagram, you would just post like, oh, like this is what I'm doing. And so yeah, if anything, I just got a lot of negative stuff. And so me watching Naruto just really helped me because, you know, like that's all he got too. It was just a bunch of negative, like, oh my gosh, who are you? And you're annoying. And, you know, just all that stuff. Because, yeah, people are actually getting annoyed with me posting my workout. And I'm like, I want to post my journey because this is my journey. And I don't want to feel bad about it. And so I had to like kind of block that, you know, people just saying all these things and just continue with what was important to me. And so me watching Naruto, that's why I'm like saying that it was just a really meaningful mix. And that's why Naruto had been like the most, I don't know, like I needed it during that time. You know, it really like helped me through just following through with, okay, well, this is important to me. I have some goals I want to achieve. So I just need to keep remembering that even when people are bringing me down, even when people are telling me negative things, even if, yeah, no one really sees the vision that I have for myself and the goals I want. Because yeah, I love muscle. I want muscle. And, you know, yeah, people may point at me, laugh at me and be like, oh my gosh, that looks ugly or whatever. But I'm doing this for me, right? Like this, like you have to do things for you because now muscle's in. Before it wasn't, and people would make other people feel bad. And that's why don't ever go with, oh, what's in right now, you know, because something may be in, something may not be in. But it's your life. Like, what do you like? What makes you happy? So that's why Naruto was my favorite for the longest time, because it was just so emotional for me. I would watch episodes and I would start crying because it just like hit me in the soul. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know what you're feeling. I know what you mean. And, you know, and because at the end of the day, like Naruto wanted everyone to be saved. He wanted them to be happy. He wanted to save everyone, you know, and that's what I always wanted to. I'm like, I just want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to follow their dreams. And, you know, it's just all these mixed emotions. And Naruto really just helped, you know, I guess, you know, put that in visual perspective for me. And it was just, yeah, I just love Naruto. Naruto's OP. Yeah. I know it's funny because I look back at it, it's very cheesy, but you know, like sometimes I just like disregard the cheesiness because the real meaning behind it. And I think life can be cheesy, right? Like you're like, I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to follow their dreams. I want to be happy. I want to follow my dreams, and it can be cheesy, but I love it. I love it. Okay, well, I guess me and Teddy will be hanging out while I edit this video, put it up, and yeah, I'm excited to have you guys see it. And it was fun doing it this way. I actually enjoyed doing this way, so I'm glad that I tried it out. And a part of me was like hesitant because I'm just like didn't know if I wanted to, but I'm glad that I did. I had a lot of fun, and it was fun just to interact with you guys in real time. So for those that are watching this on YouTube and are not following me on Twitch and you want to hang out and also watch it in real time, please do. And also like the video if you liked it this way, and subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, I think I will see you guys for the next video. And Teddy's out.